Hey guys, so my name is Leon, and it's been a while since I made a video, but today I want to do a recap, a kind of recap episode of the challenge Double Agents. It's a new season of challenge. It's actually the first time, well, not the first time, but kind of yeah, okay. It's the first time I ever watched a season of the challenge. Um, there's a new season that's premiered last night. The reason why I'm watching it and the reason why I'm interested in watching challenge now is because uh, plenty of um, people from other shows I have watched over the years, like Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, and all the other shows, even some MTV shows like Are You the One. People from that show are also on the show. And yeah, let's just get right into it and let's get into my thoughts of the episode. So yeah, but first, before I talk about the episode, I just want to talk about the people who I was always familiar with, like people like Natalie, Lolo Jones, who's on Celebrity Big Brother. Natalie was on Survivor. Jay was on Survivor. Josh and Casey and Amber and Fezzi was on Big Brother. So people like that I'm always familiar with, and then people like Devin and I think Cam were on Are You the One, different seasons, whatever. So yeah, those are the people I'm always familiar with. But the challenge as a TV show, it's kind of a new reality TV show for me. I never really took interest in it. Like I heard about it from from other reality TV shows. They were usually some of the old cast members from the shows I have watched usually go on there and they perform a variety of challenges, and whoever wins those challenges ends up winning like either $500,000 or $1,000,000 or whatever the prize money is. I mean, I'm not really familiar too much, so I'm still just watching, see how it is. But I was able to watch a few episodes of some old seasons before watching the premiere episode, and let me tell you, it's it's really interesting how the challenges work. The challenge is a lot more physical than the normal season of like Big Brother or Survivor. Like I thought some of these Survivor challenges are physical. Oh my God, the challenges are really physical demanding. So like someone like Casey just fits right in, I guess. I mean, it's not her first time being on the challenge, and that's another thing with challenge too that I noticed. Like a lot of people come back and play again, which is really good, just in case you lose or if you did win, you can come back and play again. So I think that's a good concept. But I don't know. It seems interesting to me because it's kind of a complete different format to how Big Brother Survivor do the challenges, stuff like that. And what I noticed about elimination is not like one person goes, is what they do is like each elimination, either a guy goes or a girl goes. And what I've noticed from watching older season challenge before watching this one is like sometimes you can have like a few people together from the team that won a certain challenge of the challenge. They can nominate people to go into elimination rounds, and then whoever wins the elimination rounds comes back, and whoever loses the elimination rounds basically goes home. But anyways, enough of the that rambling. Let's just go right my thoughts about the episode. Um, so I did watch like a preview episode that came on an hour before. So when I watched this episode, I kind of got like a interesting preview of who's who a little bit. You know, I wasn't familiar with most of the cast. They apparently had like a wrestler guy there, named Lebo. Like I don't watch wrestling at all, so I wasn't familiar with him at all. But he seems to pop out the screen. Like the thing I like about the challenge is like there's some characters pop up more than others. I feel like they gave a solid intro to most of the cast, even though it was veterans and newbies. They kind of made sure you was familiar with everybody, whether do the preview episode or in this current episode. Um, but I'm not gonna talk about the preview episode too much. I'm gonna talk about the current one more. So I noticed that the gameplay is completely different too. Like you notice like certain people align with certain people, and obviously like Josh and Casey were aligning with each other because they know each other. But then there was like a kind of veteran duo, which I think the names are like Cam from All You the One, and she's dating Leroy, who's actually friends with a veteran that I watched on another season challenge called Johnny Bananas. I think he's like one of the main veterans, and then like people like Wes is another veteran of the show, who's teaming up with Natalie. Anyways, the strategic part of the challenge is kind of interesting because you get to see who wants to work with who, and then the way how people would strategically work together. Obviously, is people from the same shows, people who've been on challenge like 1,000 times, was it like 5 times or 14 times? Yes. Well, yeah, it's kind of weird that somebody's been on challenge 14 times. Like, huh. Anyways, so they go into the first challenge after some people, not some people, after all the people meet and greet together. And they, introduce themselves and they talk to either their friends or, their allies and whatnot. Anyways, so they have this challenge where you have like, you had to like put some wives together so that they can connect. And if you're the fastest one to do it, you win some kind of reward, whatever. So they had the girls compete against each other and then the guys compete against each other. And yo, let me tell you, that challenge was something. Like Lolo just sprint, she just grabbed the thing first, and then I don't know. It's just oh my god, it's so physical. It's like a physically demanding challenge. I just like that is crazy. And it was so the person who was ended up winning those two challenges out of the one of the guys and girls is some girl named Anissa. Well, not a girl, woman named Anissa. I think she's like a long time better at the challenge. I think it's a 14 season from when I checked when I was watching. And then the man who won is Fezzi, which it is not so really surprised because Fezzi is one thing he's good at. And Big Brother's kind of physical challenge. He's a little physical guy, very tall. Anyways, they won the challenge, so they won this the ability to be a double agent, meaning that they had the ability to choose to throw one team in the elimination chamber. So it was kind of interesting to see, you know, the fact that both of them were winners. But I think no, they both were winners, but and I think the way that how they ended up working together was like being partners was kind of different. Okay, now I remember. So the way how they ended up being partners was the fact that both of them won the challenge. I think Anissa was the fastest time, so she was able to win automatically win the double agent power, and then she and her partner, whoever she chooses, was allowed to be the double agent and be able to be safe and be able to choose to throw one team in the elimination chamber while the other team was doing that within a boat. So she chooses Fezzi, and Fezzi at first not pleased with it, but I think Fezzi doesn't mind. I think after a while doesn't mind being partners with Anissa, and I feel like his reason like, oh, he would think that Anissa is not like able to do some of the challenges. But Anissa, if she been in 40 seasons and suppose she's been in some of the finals, so she's not really that bad of a competitor. But anyways, neither here or there. They end up being partners. So the twist of the season is like since it's double agents, you had to choose one man's work and one woman of the team. So it's interesting how some of the teams match up. Like I said, Leroy and Cam, they don't want to be in the same team because they're in the same team that limits their influence and whatnot, and that limits who they can align with, whatever. And Josh and Casey kind of ran into the same problem because they didn't want to align with each other either because they already knew each other. They want to have their spirits of influence, but it was funny that how those four had to work together because no one else really wanted to work with them, unfortunately. Amber was Amber. Well, there's two Ambers, by the way. Amber from Big Brother was end up teaming up with Donnell, who's actually a challenge veteran. Um, the wrestler I mentioned, Levo, whatever his name is, Leo Rush, end up partnering with I think Gabby. I don't know if she's from whatever. And then Jay from Survivor. I thought she would team up with somebody from like Natalie, but he ended up teaming with another challenge veteran. And then the two winners of the seasons, like the only two veterans that have won the challenge, end up teaming up together. I'm like, their names escape me right now, but I'm like, why are you making yourself a big target? You just align with each other like nothing. So that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me. Anyways, it is what it is. I don't really mind it, but yeah. Oh, yeah, their names is CT and Ashley. There we go. Okay, so yeah, they were the only two winners, essentially. So they ended up teaming up together, and they were a big target because they was winners. But I feel like the challenge, what the people try to do, especially right now, they try to throw the newbies into the elimination and get them out first. But so the better was like, nope, we don't want CT and Ashley to get Fall Guys, so they just threw them both in the elimination with like the elimination rounds. And by the way, they was I think threw up there by a bulk. So that's another thing too. With the with this twist too, like the double agents, they get to throw one team elimination while the rest of the cast individually by both get to throw the other team in the elimination chamber. So CT and Ashley was throwing there first. And when I look at Ashley, I'm like, she a two-time challenger winner? I was like, what? That's kind of confusing to me. So CT's a one-time winner. So and CT has like a redemption arc, which is good for him. I hope he gets to redeem himself. We'll see. And then they were up against um, Fezzi and Anisha's pick, which they do Wes and Natalie. I'm like, damn. I feel like they do Wes in there because Wes is they're scared of Wes as like a veteran, a strategic veteran. Natalie, unfortunately, she was dealt the wrong hand because of her partner. So, and this was like, I thought it was like, oh, one team was gonna go home, but it ended up being the girls in the nation. So I'm like, oh, so the girls have to like play against each other. So it was Ashley versus Natalie, and you would think because I mean, actually, I don't know. I'm not afraid of the challenge, but I predicted that Natalie was gonna win, but also I was worried because Natalie in Survivor Winners of War was the first book before she came back for Edge of Stitching. So I was waiting for her a little bit, and actually, even though she doesn't look like a physical athlete. She is a two-time challenge winner. So, but I was right. Natalie won that challenge, and Ashley, the two-time winner, was eliminated, which sucks for her. Um, and also, I think the episode ended off in a cliffhanger. Basically, yeah, Natalie's safe, and Ashley has to go home. But now, because she won the elimination challenge, she had to either choose to stick with her partner or get to choose a new partner. So we don't know what's going to happen with CT if he's going to stay in the game or she or whatever. So it's really interesting what's going to happen here. But yeah, anyways, that's it basically. The challenge is a interesting show. I'm gonna try to watch every episode. I mean, I don't know if I'll recap every episode because honestly, we'll see how it goes here. The challenge is a completely different reality TV show. I was originally gonna watch The Amazing Race, but I'm like, let's see what this show's about. But yeah, anyways, that's it, man. Thanks for watching and bye.